Allison. Welcome to the video, I suppose. Today we're doing my October wrap-up, and it's gonna be just a quick little video, I think. Hopefully, I don't know, sometimes I ramble for days. But anyway, yeah, welcome to my October wrap-up. My name is Allison. Let's talk about some books. Okay, so I did not have an August wrap-up or a September wrap-up because I didn't read a single book in August or September. There was 2 months where I was just completely struggling. I was struggling. I think I started a couple books, like thought I was really enjoying them, and then about halfway through I just wasn't interested anymore. And so I stopped reading them, I gave up, and I wasn't really able to finish a book until October, so October wrap. Anyway, first book I read in October, officially breaking me out of the reading slump, was Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I really enjoyed this. I think it's safe to say that Rebecca Ross has turned into one of my new favorite authors. I have really liked everything I've read from her. Before this, I would go ahead and say I absolutely loved everything I read from her. It's not that I didn't love this, I just feel like I would have loved it more if it wasn't YA. Like, I'm not YA's target audience. I wish the themes were, like, there were dark themes, the plot was dark, but just because it was YA, nothing really felt high stakes. But I did really enjoy it. I liked the characters a lot. I liked the premise. The magic system was interesting. Yeah, I really liked Clementine. She was really great. Yeah, dream magic wizards. What do they call themselves? Do they call themselves wizards? I forget. But yeah, magicians, I think is what they call themselves. Magicians, which I guess does sound a little better than wizards. But yeah, magicians, dream magic, curses, a little tiny touch of romance. Yeah, it was really good. I had a good time. Like I said, I feel like I would have liked it more if it was adult, but it's YA, so I'm not the target audience. I am an adult, not a young adult. Well, I'd like to think of myself as a young adult, but I guess I'm not. Anyway, Dreams Lie Beneath. I gave it 4.5 stars. I did not come prepared and write down my ratings for these books, so let's hope that I remembered them. I gave it 4.5 stars, I believe. Anyway, yeah. Next. Next, I read Thorn Edge by T. Kingfisher. Absolutely loved this. Just a cute little fairy tale retelling, it's a kind of like a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and with some twists, and it was fun. I mean, it's a really short one. I read it in a day. I think I read it in a day anyway. I'm pretty sure I read it in a day. Yeah, 5 stars. I loved it. It was like cozy, dark and cozy, and yeah, I feel like I've only read 2 books by T. Kingfisher, Thorn Edge and Nettle and Bone, and both of them were like just the perfect amount of like dark and cozy for me. Like, it was really dark, but it was also felt like cozy and nice, and this was such a nice little story. I loved Toadling. Is that her name? I believe it was Toadling. But I loved her. I thought she was adorable. Yeah, I loved it. It was great. 5 stars. Did I say 5? 5 stars. 5 stars. Next, I guess we'll talk about the book I DNF'd and I no longer own. I did not DNF it. No, I finished it. I finished it. I'm surprised it did not send me into another reading slump because I hated it so much. It was Assistant to the Villain. I don't remember who the author was. This book was a waste of my time, and I'm not going to get into it because everything I have to say is not kind. Anyway, we're going to move on to a book I loved. Slewfoot by Brom. I read this with my best friend. It was buddy read, and we both absolutely loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Cozy horror? Is that a thing? There was a decent chunk of this book where, like, you were like, I know that it's gonna get horrific and awful, but right now, I'm just having a good time. It's so cozy. We're enjoying life on the farm. Like, it's great. Abatha, she's coming into her own. She's having a good time by herself. Yeah, and then everything went down, and it was a good time. Yeah, everyone got what they deserved, and it was great, and I loved it. Never in my life have I rooted for slaughter as much as I have when reading this book. Like, it gets to a point where you're like, if all of these men aren't brutally, you know, dismembered by the end of this book, I'm gonna be upset. And you know what, they were, and it was satisfying, and it was great. I loved it. I loved the ending. I loved the epilogue. This was just amazing. 5 stars. Cozy fantasy, cozy horror. Like, me and my best friend were both like, cozy horror? Is the thing? Because this feels like that's what it is. But yeah, we had a good time reading it. 5 stars. Loved it. Moving on. Well, perfect book for October. Absolutely perfect. Moving on to Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This was a recommendation from my best friend. She really enjoyed it. She told me to read it, or maybe she just said she enjoyed it, and I was like, okay, I'll read it. I don't think she told me to read it, but I read it anyway. I really enjoyed it. I liked the atmosphere. I gave it 4 stars because it was missing something. Like, the whole thing takes place on this magical island. I just felt like the magical, whimsical side of it, there wasn't enough of that in the book. And also, I pieced together the mystery, like, way too soon, and I was just kind of a little annoyed that, like, I kept trying to think of, like, new possibilities. Oh, well, maybe I'm wrong, like, maybe it's this, and then no, it ended up being the first thing I thought of, so I was a little annoyed by that, but that's okay. That's, you know, that's just me. I don't like figuring out the thing. Like, I like to be surprised. That's why I don't tend to read synopsis on the back of the book, because I'm afraid that it'll give any clues as to what's gonna happen. But anyway, yeah, I really liked it. I really liked the characters. It was very character heavy, very character, like, growth, self-discovery kind of thing, you know. Yeah, but I had a good time. I didn't want to put it down. Like I said, and, like, the pacing was a little weird. Like, I had trouble figuring out, like, what day it was and what time of day, and because, like, it would just be like, oh, the characters are doing this one thing, and then the next scene they're doing another, and, like, it was just, like, very jumpy. But, like, yeah, I wish this book was just a little longer or shorter, you know. Like, I wish it was either maybe 50 to 100 pages longer, where we got more about, like, the island and stuff like that, or, like, 50 pages shorter, where it wasn't so frustrating that the characters weren't figuring out what had happened, because like this far in, I knew what happened, and, like, the characters don't really know what happened until, like, here, maybe, I don't know. And, like, so it was just a little frustrating. So I wish it was a little shorter, so there wasn't all that time with the characters kind of oblivious as to what's going on, and you're sitting there like, come on, it's obvious. Or at least that's how I was doing it. But anyway, whatever. 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I might pick up her new book, I think just came out. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, I'll give it a go. 4 stars. And next, we're moving on to the final book I read in October, and I am still currently reading. I meant to finish it yesterday, but I ended up having a terrible headache in the beginning of the day, so I didn't really get much done yesterday, especially as far as reading goes. But I am currently 215 pages into Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's very slow, but like not in a bad way. Like sometimes I like a slow book, and I like Sylvia Moreno Garcia's writing a lot. Like it has the same feel to me as Velvet Was the Night. Yeah, Velvet Was the Night, which probably my least favorite by her. Probably because it didn't really have like a speculative element to it, like, but I'm enjoying it. It's not as scary as I thought it was gonna be. There have been a couple like spooky, creepy moments, but nothing too frightening because I'm a baby, and that's not a complaint. It being like just a couple spooky moments, that's not a complaint at all because I'm a baby. But yeah, I'm having a good time. I have, I think, just over 100 pages left. Hopefully I'll finish it within the next couple days. But yeah, I'm having a good time. No complaints. But yeah, anyway, I guess we'll talk about the books that I plan to read in November, since it is November now. Yeah, just a small little stack. Will I read these books? Who knows? I'm always talking about books that I plan to read, but I tend to never get to them now, do I? But anyway, first book I will be reading in November, for sure. This is an absolute definite. Scorpio Rises by Maggie Stiefvater. Reread it every November. One of my all-time favorite books. Just, yeah. I'll probably start this today because, you know, it is the 1st of November, and you know what that means if you've read the book. But yeah, anyway, Scorpio Rises. I'll probably listen to the audiobook because the audiobook is pretty good, and I can get other stuff done while I'm listening to the audiobook, and it won't take away from the time where I'm supposed to be reading Silver Nitrate. But anyway, yeah, Scorpio Rises. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. I don't know anything about this. I just pre-ordered it because, for the heck of it, because I liked The Wolf and the Woodsman and Juniper and Thorn, so I figured I should pre-order this. I know it's YA, so I don't have the highest of hopes, but I've enjoyed everything by her so far. Yeah, dark academia, I think, with fairies, which, yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, anyway, I haven't heard anything about this, whether or not it's good or bad, so please don't tell me, because you telling me it's bad will persuade my if I read it or not. But anyway, yeah, hopefully I'll get to this soon. Alright, next, this absolutely gorgeous Perrian Wars, of course, the Fairy Loot edition. I believe that Fairy Loot has outdone themselves with this edition. It is absolutely stunning. Yeah, I don't know much about this. I do know that it was one of the Fairy Loot books that I was actually looking forward to, so that's why I didn't skip October. But yeah, hopefully it's good. Yeah. I'll probably read it during when they do the read-along. Yeah. Which should be later in the month. It's usually the month after it comes out, right? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. And finally, I hope to get to Babble by R. Kwong. I've been putting it off because it's so intimidating, but like I have said in previous videos, I have the audiobook, and so I hope that'll help me get through it. But yeah, Hopefully I'll read it this month. If not, next month. I really hope to read it within the year. Hopefully. Anyway, yeah. I only need to read 4 more books to reach my Goodreads goal, and so I'm happy about that. Yeah, even with my 2 months of no reading, I'm still on track to reach my goal. So that's good. But yeah. That was the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. What do you plan on reading in November? What was your favorite book you read in October? What was your least favorite book you read in October? Why was it bad? I want to hear the tea. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Yeah, leave a comment if you want to. No pressure. Like this video if you want to. No pressure. It's all appreciated. I did do my House of Castle video last month, and it is up on my channel. I will link it somewhere. I don't know. Who knows where. If you're interested, I mean, you don't have to watch it. It does not make any sense. I guarantee you. I have not watched it back since I edited it. And it's probably all complete nonsense, but if you want to give it a watch, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Bye.